Shalom, Ka Halalim La Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi, Bashim Rawchaa Qadash, double honor to you, others apostles of great Muslim, the others and down salutation to the sincere Akimat doing the book of Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi, Bashim Rawchaa Qadash, in spirit and truth, sincerity, Shalom Prakatam. Okay, to those who are listening and learning. Hey, Christianity is a heap of nonsense. It gets worse and worse. Alright? This is the reason why the Lord has made His men of old to prophesy since the days of old, promising them, look, a day will come that I will deliver you out of the fucking madness that will be happening at the end of the days. And we are now living at the end that has been prophesied of. Not only did Yahawashi make a warning, say many prophets will come, false prophets will arise, not only amongst the nation of Israel, but these nations are going to come and trying to infiltrate and disguise themselves. Scripture says, no marvel even Satan himself disguised himself as the angel of light. These nations have disguised themselves as if this book has the Holy Scriptures has anything to do with them. You're not part of the covenant. Let's get Baruch. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 5. And now verse 5 says, Arise, O Jerusalem, and stand on high, and look about toward the east. And behold, thy children gathered from the west unto the east by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the remembrance of the Most High. Yeah, and these ones who are rejoicing and being gathered from the west unto the east by the word of the Holy One are the Israelites being gathered. Alright. And so the land will rejoice once again. Alright. Our land and the whole entire planet will be restored to full strength when all this bullshit comes into an end. Alright. The only person whose time is up, is Christianity's time is up. The so-called white man, as you know him today, which is Esau, Edom, the seed of the wicked, the descendants of Esau, Edom, the wicked that the Bible speaks of. These are the ones whose time is up. You guys, your time is up. It is now for the time for the rulership of the Israelites, and that's going to happen and be perfected at the second return of the Lord and Savior, who the world still knows as Jesus Christ. His name is Yahawashi. At His return, whom we preach, whom we prophesy of His return, when He return, you nations, you're gonna know your place. Alright? You're gonna know that the Holy Scriptures has nothing to do with you. Alright? It has nothing. The covenants, from the Old to the New Testament, it has nothing to do with you. All the good promises is for the Israelites. Alright? Let's get Revelation. This is Revelation chapter 2. Start at verse 25. Now unto those of you, like I read in Baruch 5 and 5, those who've been gathered from the east, and unto the west, those of you, in order for you to be gathered from the east and from the west, this is what you must do. Revelation 2 and 25, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come. And what is it? Knowing that you are an Israelite, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you must know this for a fact, that you are the descendants of the 12 tribes, and the Most High loves only the nation of Israel, and your descendants among these nations, as the Spirit is bearing witness. It is now the time to return unto the Lord, Yahawah, and call upon His name in the Hebrew tongue, not in these dumb, filthiest, watered-down translations. The name of the Father is Yahawah, and His Son's name is Yahawashi. That's what you're supposed to be holding fast until He returns. So you will be of that number, those who are going to be gathered from the east, from the west, to be gathered and as a form of protection from all this filthy madness that has been ongoing, from being gathered and being brought into a kingdom away from profanity, away from filthiness, all levels and kinds of wickedness that has been happening. It says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Over what? Over the nations. Over the nation. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he, verse 27, and he shall rule them of the rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken shall they be broken to shivers, even as I have received of my Father. So the Lord and Savior is telling you right now in Revelation 2:27, you nations, you're going to get what you deserve. You're going to get your asses bashed. Okay. Alright. Because once he says, even as I've received of my Father, so when the Lord and Savior, the Messiah, Hamashiach Yahawashi, when he returns, he is not coming back to reunify the nations, but he's coming to separate the Israelites from the other nations. And you nations, you're going to get your reward. You're going to be slaves for 1,000 years, the harshest slavery ever to be recorded. Okay, since man was placed on earth for 1,000 years, you're going to have to pay for what you have done unto the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the Israelites, and their seed dispersed and scattered among the nations. Those of you who are listening right now, it is time to return unto the Lord and to seek him 10 times more, because there's no place for you, nations. This book condemns you, all right? This book condemns you. It has nothing good for you in store. Let's get Isaiah 14. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 14 and 1. It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. These strangers are also Israelites who have been scattered among the nations, who are returning, who are returning and joining themselves and cleaving unto the house of Jacob. Because these are the seed of Jacob. These are the Israelites. There's no confusion in any of that. Okay. The strangers are the Israelites in Isaiah 14 and 1. Alright. It says, and the people shall take them and bring them to the what? Shall bring them and bring them to their place. Okay, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord, for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and shall rule over their oppressors. Who our oppressors? These are the multiple oppressors. These are the other nations. These are the 17 nations that are upon the face of the earth. Okay, you Hamites, aka the so-called Africans, you Japhites, all you nations, Ishmaelites, you name them, Esau, Edom, you're gonna get the worst. Esau's judgment is gonna is gonna be on another level beyond the judgment that's gonna be upon you nations. All you other nations who do not, who are not the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you are our oppressors, because we've been scattered among you. We have been scattered among you. Let's get this in Baruch. Alright, this is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 10. Alright. It says, it says, how happeneth it, Israel, that thou in thine enemy's land, and thou art waxen old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead, that thou art counted with them that go down to the grave. Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom. And that is what's going to happen. That has been ordained of Yahawah. Like, look, those of you going to forbear to hear the word of Yahawah, you Israelites among these nations, and those who were in Babylon, amongst all these different nations where we've been held captives unto this day. The 2/3 are just counted. They're just, hey, the good is dead. Book of Proverbs, let's get this in Proverbs. What does it mean? Being counted, okay, among them that go down to the grave, meaning what you already as good as dead. Okay, this is the reason why you are as good as dead. Because it says here in verse 12, says, thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 16 says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. You're going to remain defiled among these filthiest nations because you're forsaking the fountain of wisdom. And that's why you're still being led astray by these filthiest heathens. That's why you're still led astray by guys such as this guy over here, such as these so-called prophets, these filthiest pieces of nothing. Even though some of them may be Israelites, hey, if you're wicked, hey, Yahawashi said this, this is a book of Matthew chapter 18. Going into what into the law, okay, how going into how to deal with your fellow Israelite. Okay, that's like I said, it doesn't matter even some of these craziest pieces of nothing. Some of them, though they may be Israelites, doesn't matter. For this reason, it says Matthew chapter 18, verse 17. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican. And 2/3 of you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, scattered amongst all these nations, even among these so-called Africans, which are the Hamites, okay, for the good part and majority of them being Hamites. Look, it is all fruitless and pointless, because you're not listening. Ye are of your father the devil. You love all this filthy as folly. Ecclesiastes says what? The fall has been set in great dignity. You love all of this madness and you enjoying it, okay, because you've made a covenant with death. But the Lord said, look, the very same covenant which you've made with death, said, I'm going to cancel all of that out. And that's going to happen by death and by pain. Will you know the judgment of the Lord? Because you love all this nonsense. Okay, the smooth things. Okay, prosperity, you're going to make it, you're going to prosper. That's what most of you, okay, believe in. You believe in prosperity. You don't believe, okay, nor care about this scripture over here. They don't give a fuck about the scripture such as this. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 10. It says, always bearing about the body of the dying. It says 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 10. Always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Yahawashi, that the life also of Yahawashi might be made manifest in our body. Because that's what exactly you guys have been failing to do. You just cannot do that. You're all about living it all up. Living it all up. You haven't sacrificed anything. But you sacrifice, a lot of you Israelites, you've sacrificed your souls for the benefits, okay, of this current okay, ending world, this ending age. You've sacrificed all of it for something that is not eternal. Let's get this in Mark. This is the book of Mark chapter 8. And I'm starting here. It says There's Mark chapter 8 verse 35 says, "For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's sake, the same shall save it." Alright. It says, "For what profit is it for a man if he shall gain the world and lose his own soul? Alright. Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?" You Israelites, you have sold out 2/3 of your so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and who are the Israelites. You have given all your salvation up. Alright? For something that does not last, for some dumb shit, fame, fortune, not knowing and understanding you being an Israelite. You're going to get all of that in the kingdom to come. All we have to do right now is to bear the indignation of the Lord. Let's get Micah. There's a book of Micah chapter 7 and start at verse 8. It says, "Rejoice not against me, O mine enemy, when I fall. I shall arise when I sit in darkness. The Lord shall be a light unto me." Because we said in great darkness, just like when you read the prophecy of Yahawashi. Alright. Says those who dwelt in darkness have seen light. We've seen that light right now. And we're seeing that light. We are receiving of that light right now. Because we have been in darkness, because we wandered out of the way of understanding. Alright. Now the light has been shined right now. Isaiah says, "What, arise and shine. That light is come." We're no longer under gross darkness. Those of you still believe in Christianity, you're still under this gross darkness, following guys like Pastor Mporo. And you look at that name Mporo, that means a penis. Alright, that means a dick. What kind of a name is that? Alright. Guys like Lukaku, all these guys, all of them following after Christianity. That's you sitting in darkness, following in it, believing in Islam and Allah and all that madness. That's you sitting in darkness. Alright. But coming back and returning unto the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures, following Yahawashi, alright, Rawchaa Qadash, that's you, alright, receiving of that light, alright, the light which is Yahawashi, arising after falling. And this is the great awakening right now. Verse Micah 7 and 9 says, "I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness." It has been righteous. Okay. The sheer judgment that we went through, it has been what? Righteousness of Yahawashi. The things that we went through as a nation. The transatlantic slave trade, you name it. Alright. What the conquistador did, you name it. It has been righteous. We have seen it, and we're going to see it much more. The righteousness of Yahawashi. We're going to behold the full mighty hand of the righteousness of Yahawashi when vengeance be executed upon the nations, when 2/3 get cut off and die. When the day comes, okay, when they elect the 144, where they're going to be seating, alright, and judging the 12 tribes, when those who've been promised to receive that kind of power, when it happens. And it's going to come to pass. But in the meantime, as we've been brought forth into the light of Yahawashi, we are waiting to see judgment being executed. Alright. Seeing the downfall of our enemies. And it's going to be wonderful. It is going to be wonderful. Let's get this. Speaking about it being wonderful. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 8. Alright, goes into what? Into how Jerusalem, the nation first of all, the people, and the land also, how wonderful and glorious it's going to be. And we're telling you how it's going to be, all right? And who's Israel, okay? And who's Jerusalem? It is all glorious, all right? Zechariah chapter 8 verse 6 is, thus saith the Lord of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people in these days, should it also be marvelous in mine eyes, saith the Lord of hosts, all right? As it is marvelous unto the remnant, okay, of Jacob, how much more don't you think it is in the eyes of the Lord, Yahawah, because he's the one who has promised and ordained this kingdom to be established, a righteous kingdom, where your nations are going to be put into subjection, you're going to be put into your place. How much more marvelous will it be? How much more? Well, verse 8 says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country, and I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God in truth and in righteousness. Well, it says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong, ye that hear in these days the words of by the mouth of the prophets, which are in the day, says, which were in the day that the foundation of the house of the Lord of hosts was laid, that the temple might be built. It is all that's been ordained. Like I said, look, man, those who are going to Yahawashi promised those who will follow me in the regeneration, judging the 12 tribes. This thing has been set up by Yahawashi from the beginning, and it's going to happen. As you see those men you see out there, you're taking them for fools, okay, thinking that they're crazy. You're about to find out that the Lord has never been played. He doesn't joke. The joke is on the world. It's not on his servants, the prophets. All praises be unto Yahawah, Rawchaa Qadash, double unto the elders, apostles of great milestone, dealers on down, salutations to the sincere. Shalom, Brakatam.